This is Lauriston Crockett, and you're live with The Gift for Life. And, of course, always with me is the pet vet, Dr. Danny Cox. Hey, Danny, how are you?
I'm good.
And our fashionista and pet rescuer, Miss Amy. How's everybody going this week?
We're doing good.
Did good?
I'm doing good.
I know you've been busy.
Been busy.
I caught you on the road for the first time. It's
Yeah.
like we talked for a few minutes. I lost you, called you back, and we're back. So
Yeah, well, that's the story of my life.
Oh yeah, we've got a special campaign that we're going to start. But before we get going on the show, we have someone each week very special to me and you guys too.
Yes.
That's watching. He's my beautiful son, Lauriston the Fourth. So I told him you guys are going to be with me tonight, and he was jumping up and down. You guys are rock stars.
Oh, well.
He loves you guys.
Well, he's pretty special too,
Yeah.
aren't you, big guy?
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Lauriston, Daddy loves you. I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, we're going to get back to this week. We're starting a new campaign with The Gift for Life. It's all about senior pets and anyone who's had pets. We've all experienced this. But with The Gift for Life and the peptide technology, we're able to really do something about it. We're extending pets' lives. So tonight, let's talk about senior pets. And, you know, Danny, I've got a deal right here I found on the web today, and I just showed it to you, that when you think about senior pets, I mean, at the year of 7 and 8, they're considered old. With cats, 7 years old are considered 54 years in human years, depending on the breed. 10, 63, 15 years old, 78. We get down to dogs. A 7-year-old dog is considered to be 44 to 56 years old. 10 years old is 56 to 78. A 15-year-old dog is 76 to 115 years. Do you agree with this?
I do. Lauriston, the main thing there is it's also breed specific, and so some of those numbers that you're reading there are on smaller breed dogs to medium breed dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You get into the large and giant breed dogs, and you know their life expectancy decreases exponentially.
Sometimes we lose them at the age of 8.
We do. You know, your large and giant breed dogs can succumb to some serious things we've talked about in the past about, you know, certain cancers and bone diseases and things that, due to their metabolic rate and their size, it comes on very quickly, and it's really sad.
Well, of course, again, we've spoken about this before. We know that we have an overpopulation problem. You guys have saved so many pets. Miss Amy, you've gone from, I believe, almost Mexico all the way up to, did you say Canada?
I send some to Canada.
Canada,
yes.
to save these
Absolutely.
animals and find them homes. But again, if you spay and neuter a pet, they're producing 0.5% of the hormones they did before, I believe.
That's great.
And with this, we're going to have health issues. And with these health issues, you're also going to create a shorter lifespan. So what can we do about it? So the Gift for Life is a chewable treat that you give one in the morning, one in the afternoon, because the peptide only stays in the system for 8 to 12 hours. So to stay in balance or homeostasis, you have to give it twice a day. By doing this, we get the adrenal cortex to kick back on again, which produces 24 hormones that were basically lost. So with the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenaline axis, we can actually start reversing these side effects and increase the age and give some time back that you had lost when you start using the Gift for Life. So today, I guess, Daniel, let's talk about what we're going to start seeing when these animals start aging. Because after I started reading this information, I'm watching Max. Max is now 5 years old. And, of course, he gets the peptides and the Gift for Life every day, and he has since I brought him home. And, of course, one of the other things, you know, he's a male, but he was neutered, but he's hiking his leg again. He's as calm as he can be. So, you know, when I read this today, I thought, you know, I remember I have a certain amount of time with Max. I want to give him the best life I can and extend his life with quality of life. So a lot of people are seeing some of these side effects. Let's talk about some of these effects we're starting to see and what you see first with senior pets.
Well, you said it. It's quality of life, and that's what I teach and have for 35 years is that, you know, quality of life is everything. So as these dogs age, and cats, we spoke about cats last week.
I'm going to talk about our cats.
As they get older, you're going to start seeing them slow down. You're going to see them, their eating habits change, their activity levels change, their cognitive abilities as some of these dogs and cats age. They'll have bizarre, you know, staring situation where they don't know where they are. They don't appear to know where they are. Right. Sometimes that's due to cataract development. They can't see as well. Hearing impairment. They can't hear as well. All of these things, nutritional needs change.
Well, can we talk about that for a moment? Because I think that's really important in the nutritional with an older pet. What do we need to do, because we get in such a habit. We're creatures of habit here. So we start buying this same food, and our dogs love it and stuff. I buy the same dog food and put an egg in it every morning along with peptides. So what does a senior pet need that's different?
Well, I think you want to restrict the protein, that you want to restrict a lot of the work that the kidneys and the liver have to do to digest that product. Also, just the intestines themselves. The digestibility of the food is very important.
Right.
And then what the body can do with the nutrients that come from that food. You want a high quality protein. You want a high quality source of carbohydrates. But you want them in certain balance, and not all of them are going to be exact. They're not all going to be perfect for every dog. But as they do age, there's different life stages that we go through with the animals, and they have to have diets that are appropriate for those life stages.
So for an older pet, is there a brand that you sell in your practice that you happen to like?
Well, there's several brands, and I would encourage people to not just be label readers, because label readers, the labels can get you confused, and they are not always as accurate as you might think they are. There's products that have plant proteins. There's products that have meat-based proteins. There's all organic. Some that have corn proteins. Not all corn is bad. Not all products that you hear a lot of bad things about are really true. And I would encourage people to talk to their veterinarian, talk to your people that feed pets every day, and that would be people in the pet stores that have different products to offer you. But the biggest thing is senior pets need senior diets. Young puppies need high protein, high calorie diets to develop, and they need balance in there. They need normal calcium phosphorus balance for bones and joints, and they need things that they can't just get. I mean, what they did in the wild was they would go out and they would kill an animal, and they'd get all the nutrients they needed from that. They weren't big plant eaters, herbivores. They were more carnivores, and that's the thing we have to keep in mind, that we have to supplement that now with plant products and proteins as well as the meat-based ones. So organic is a big thing. It's a big buzzword now, and I'm all for it. I think organic foods are great. You ask what specific diets I might recommend. I use a lot of Royal Canin, Eukanuba products, IAMS products, Blue Buffalo products are good products to feed. Any of the premium pet foods that are out there today have really come a long way in the last 20, 25 years.
Well, we need to do this also, I know, because of weight control.
Absolutely.
And because our pets aren't moving as much or not exercising. And by the way, everyone at home, we're finding out also that if our pets are overweight, usually the owners are overweight too. So that'd be a great time for you guys to get up and start exercising again, and bring life back and joy with the time that you're spending with that beautiful pet that loves you so much. So what do you think about weight control?
Well, I think it's very important. And you talk about obesity. That's probably the number one problem in our country today with people. And I see it in the animals as well. The pets are certainly, you make a good point. It's difficult sometimes for your veterinarian to talk to the client about weight control in the dog when they're overweight, and the veterinarian's overweight. I mean, I look at myself and I go, it's difficult for me to talk sometimes about this, but I've got to talk about your pet because I'm your pet's advocate, and your veterinarian, whoever they may be, is your pet's advocate. So trust them, talk to them, believe that it's important to cut down on that weight gain, and it does get bad. As dogs age, it gets bad in general. Diabetic patients are a concern. That's an endocrine issue. But just spaying and neutering, as you mentioned, how many times have you had a dog spayed or neutered, or talked to a friend that's had their dog spayed or neutered, and they say, well, he just ballooned up, or she just got so big afterwards, and what do I do? Well, what you do is you manage it, and there's a couple of ways to manage it. You manage it with diet, and what we've begun doing in our practices is we manage it also with the Gift for Life. Because that will bring that homeostasis back into line in the dog's body, and a balance, if you will.
Well, those insulin growth factors are so important to lean muscle with that pet, and we're increasing energy, focus, brain function, that energy, that life force. You know, Sam, your dogs are taking the gift for life too,
Yes.
and you can actually see that life force in the eyes. The eyes will tell you everything you need to know. They're so happy when you come home, and we're changing these lives. And Danny, here's another question I have for you, is about vaccination with older pets also. How does that actually change? And what do we need to be careful of and look for?
Well, I think vaccinations, anytime you administer vaccines into a pet, you're introducing an antigen, you're introducing something foreign. And so there's a lot of controversy over, do older pets or aging pets need these vaccinations? And my answer to you is yes, I think they do. And the reason I do, now they're breed specific, not breed specific as much as just age specific,
right.
And exposure. So if your pet's living indoors in an urban area, there's certain vaccines that you need and certain ones you don't necessarily have to have. We're not vaccinating a Chihuahua living in North Dallas high-rise for Lyme's disease, for example.
Excuse me.
But I would consider vaccinating them for lepto. And a lot of people say, oh, well, what's lepto? And lepto is something that's a zoonotic disease. It's contagious to people, and it's transmitted by rats and mice and squirrels and rabbits. And
which we find out throughout our neighborhoods.
Throughout the neighborhoods in North Dallas, all over Dallas. All over Dallas, you'll find rats and mice. You'll hear these attic rats and things. They carry these diseases. So I encourage you to vaccinate your pets on a continued basis. But think about what you're giving these dogs each time you go in. Talk to your veterinarian. Your veterinarian will give you a special vaccination program to make sure that you're not over-vaccinating your pet. And you can also do titers. That's something as the pet's age. There's nothing wrong with doing vaccine titers to see if you actually need to give a vaccine.
I didn't even know we had that.
We
so
do.
What does it do if we want to do titers? What
Well,
would we do?
your veterinarian can draw a blood sample and send the blood sample into a lab to look for antibodies to certain viruses and bacteria that we vaccinate for. For example, parvovirus or distemper, even lepto, and it will give them an indication of whether or not that dog is at risk. The biggest thing is make sure you're not forgetting to get them vaccinated. You have to, by law, have your pet vaccinated for rabies on a continuous basis. There are 1-year vaccines and 3-year vaccines. Talk to your veterinarian about what they recommend. Right now, and for several years in our practices in the North Dallas area, we recommend a 1-year vaccine. And a lot of that has to do with out on the outskirts of town, we're seeing a lot of wild animals, coyotes, bobcats, coming into the yards, into the neighborhoods.
Right, they are coming through the creeks.
They'll come through the creeks, and they can bring them right into your backyard. So keep that in mind, and don't forget to talk to your veterinarian about it. They'll advise you very well.
We see a lot of senior pets when I'm driving through some of the neighborhoods, and I see people out walking their dogs, and these dogs are just barely making it down the street. I have a friend of mine, Ken, who contacted me, and he wasn't really going to work much. He was staying home a lot more often, and I said, well, what seems to be the issue? And he has this beautiful little dog, and he says, well, I don't think my dog's going to be alive much longer. And I said, well, why would you say that? He goes, well, he told me the story, and this is a true story. He's a one-eyed little dog that he found in a dumpster. And I said, well, that's going to be hard to sell, but really he loves this dog, and it's very important to him. And he said that he couldn't basically walk 2 or 3 houses down the street without the dog basically just giving out, and he'd have to carry him home. So he was just trying to spend as much time with him as he could before he had to say goodbye. I told him to give me at least 4 days working with the dog, giving the gift for life. So we started it. He didn't really understand. I said, please just give the treat in the morning and the gift for life treat in the afternoon. I said, at least give me 4 days. And he says, okay, you really think you can do something? I said, I really believe we can. We've been doing this for 13 years. And the gift for life is fast acting and highly effective. Well, anyway, I got a call on the 3rd day. And Ken was kind of teary. And I said, Ken, what's wrong? He says, I'm lost. I go, what do you mean you're lost? He goes, well, I took my dog for a walk, and we've never been so far away from my home. You said 4 days. It's only 3, and he is trucking. I said, well, try to make your way back home again. Since then, this little dog who we thought he was going to lose is now the boss, at the pet parks. He owns the place, and he kind of rules again, and he got his life back because we started kickstarting those hormones which the dog is producing himself. We're not looking for an outside source. We're getting the dog to start and the cats to start producing their own hormones, and they just turn on again. And we hear story after story after story about this. So if you have a senior pet, this is the protocol that you need to do. And Danny, you're writing and telling people about the gift for life with senior pets and spayed and neuter pets every day now.
Every day. And to your point, it doesn't take long to get a result to where you can view it, you'll see it, you'll be amazed, and how quickly it does happen. Now, it may not come that quickly in every case, but the majority of the cases we see, it does. It depends on what you're using it for. And,
well, true.
You know, and I think the thing we saw in Penelope, who y'all seen on this show before, the Yorkshire Terrier, you know, she was more clear of mind and active literally within 48 to 72 hours. She was a whole different dog. And I think that's pretty much what probably sold Amy on it. It's just, you know.
Now we got the whole family. So how many dogs are over there? And is a Great Dane we're using?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, Pepper's one that I did the ovary sparing spay. So,
oh, right. Okay.
So I left her hormones intact, and she's young. But as she ages, we'll definitely be using it. And it wouldn't be unnecessary to use it now. It's just that I've made a decision that I'm going to see what the effects are on her as she ages,
right.
From the procedure that I already did on her, because I really believe in the ovary sparing spay as a life-saving and life extension way of helping our pet population, just as I do neutering the male dogs.
I was about to say neutering with the male dogs. And if you want more information about this, please go to our website, thegiftforlife.com, and you can find Dr. Danny's page right there, and you can reach out to him, the pet vet. And you can also see where his mobile clinics are going around all over North Texas and helping save lives also. What you need to understand is that the Gift for Life that was created by GenoSim Performance Labs is the only company in the world that has this technology. There are no side effects, no matter what medication or supplementation that you're doing. There's nothing else that's more effective for getting rid of joint pain and energy, mind function, and things of this nature. So your glucosamine and all your big deal supplements out there, they're not even in this classification. And this peptide is 100% natural. So if you're thinking about it and you have a senior pet, please try the Gift for Life today. These growth factors are an exact science. You have skin growth factors. You have connective tissue growth factors that actually signals collagen buildup in the joints. Epidermis growth factors. You want beautiful hair and nails. These epidermis growth factors will actually help create hair follicles and beautiful hair on your pets. So if your dogs are getting older, we're seeing skin conditions and we're seeing losing some hair and things of this nature, and we can actually start stopping that and reversing this. We've been doing this, again, for 13 years. Neural growth factors for brain function. You will see a difference for sure. Fibroblast growth factors, oh my gosh, they're so important for skeletal nervous systems. Your dog actually needs these growth factors, and of course insulin growth factor 1, and of course we're the only ingestible in the world that has insulin growth factor 2, so balancing out all these blood sugars and the insulin levels with the endocrine system there. So we're going to start this major campaign. You're going to start seeing more videos of Dr. Danny Cox, the pet vet, talking about this through Facebook. Please listen. Please share this video if you know somebody who's got a pet or a senior pet, because this is so important. You can change that dog or cat's life. And I know that you care about these animals so much. So do we. We're here for you. You can always reach out to us at info@thegiftforlife.com, and we can answer your questions. We'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. So, Danny, our campaign is starting.
I'm ready.
We're going to hit it. We can change these dogs' lives. It's very important to us. This is what our company is about, changing pet lives. We're drying tears. We're chasing away fears. And we can really make the difference. What I would suggest is put all your other supplements aside. Try the Gift for Life for 1 month. And I guarantee you in just a very short period of time, you're going to start noticing a difference that you want to see. And you have the chance to extend the dog's life. And Danny, I asked you this last week. I'll ask you again. Do you have any drugs or any other products that can do what the Gift for Life does?
No. I think we have a lot of drugs that are out there that are available to mimic what the Gift for Life does, but I don't think there's anything that can do it.
Naturally, without any side effects, and continue doing. And you don't want to continue giving drugs where you could do this naturally.
Well, we're dealing with a case in my hospital I saw this weekend that, for a perfect example, this dog has a severe condition it's a myositis or a muscle inflammatory response, similar to lupus, and this dog is in so much pain, joint pain, muscle pain, and I'm anxious to hear back today. I started him on a Sunday, and I'm anxious to hear back. I'll hear back tomorrow. I'm sure. I told him 3 days. Give us 3 days to see how it would help.
Right.
But that dog's been on all kinds of drugs and medications, and it's just not. It's reaching a point that it needs some help. He needs help, and so we're working on that. And I think the Gift for Life is a real option for this dog. And so I'll report back on that once we get some results.
Well,
But I also want to stress that this whole thing starts with you. I encourage you to talk to your veterinarian about what your pet needs, but I also encourage you to think about this. Your veterinarian may not know a whole lot about peptides, these particular peptides. They know what peptides are, and veterinarians are more than willing to help you seek out, search, and find the right products. But sometimes they'll, not look at these supplements the same way that perhaps I do or Lauriston does. And I've got a lot of veterinarian friends of mine who do want to use these products and do use these products. It's up to you. You can make the choice. You can make the decision. You can go online. You can buy it. You can call our hospital or go to one of our trucks, and we have them available to you. And it doesn't hurt anything to try it. Do it for yourself, and you'll see if there's a difference. Many times you get people to kind of poo-poo something or say, no, that's not, I've never heard of that, or I don't want to use it. I ran into that a lot over the last 5-6 years with non-surgical neutering. And now we've got 300 veterinarians in the country that are starting to say, hey, this is great. This makes sense. And we do them every day, use the neutering procedure every day. This product is the same way. We're starting to see people utilize this product, say, hey, I'm tired of giving drugs for anxiety and stress, and my dogs are just hyper, and we give them these medications, and I say, this is not a drug. This is something you've never used before, and in this formulation, it works. So it's really up to you. Try it. Go online, order it, or come by if you're in North Dallas or Plano or Frisco or McKinney. Come to our clinic, come to our trucks. We'll get you a bottle of it and see what you think.
Absolutely. And the other thing I want everyone to understand too, is that with Genocide Performance Labs and the Gift for Life, we give 100% money back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose, and your pet has everything to gain. I don't know another product out there that really, really does that. 100% money back guarantee. You can try the product. If you don't get the results and start seeing the results that you want with your senior pets or your pets in a spayed and neutered, then you send it back, and I'll give you a money back guarantee on that. So that's something that I want you to really take in. You can help change that pet's life so quickly, and it just makes us happy. And please send us your pictures. We're getting more pictures in. We just got a picture in of a bomb-sniffing dog for the United States Air Force. And the Colonel Neil sent it in, and of course he flew B-52 bombers. And so he brought this dog home, and she is doing fantastic, a 10-year-old shepherd. You can see that on the Gift for Life Facebook page. So, Danny, we're going to start it off. We've got commercials. We've got so much information you guys are going to be seeing out there, and please pass it on and pass the word. Let's start helping pets that have been spayed and neutered, and especially senior pets across the globe. From here, we're working all the way into Hong Kong now with senior pets. And so please be on our team. Let's help. We know we can reach a little love out there and let people know that this technology is there for them. And if you can help extend that pet's life for this person that you know or for your own pet, then you know what? We've done our job for the day.
It's a major tool in the toolbox of continued health care and longevity for your pets. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that do different things and make claims. This one works.
Great. Thanks, Danny. I think next week, let's talk about with senior dogs about joint pain, because, like I said, we have videos up there of dogs that have been on Rimadyl, and as soon as they start taking the Gift for Life, within 30 days, they're coming off that Rimadyl and getting completely off of it. And I know you love that, because Rimadyl and some of these other drugs have side effects, but we can start talking about that next week.
Well, and I'll just as a preamble to that, I'll say, if I have to give Rimadyl to a dog for multiple years, we're having to do blood tests, we're having to worry and be concerned about liver disease or liver inflammation from that. Your dog can eat this whole bottle, and it won't cause any bad side effects. Okay, accidentally, obviously. We don't feed them a whole bottle at once. But
We've had it happen.
It
People
has
call me up and I
happened,
said, Lauriston, what do I do? What do I do? I said, okay, listen very carefully. I told you the story.
Yeah.
Lady called me up and she had a small little dog and she said, Lauriston, she said, the dog ate the whole bottle. What do I do? I said, okay, I want you to listen very carefully. She says, what? What? I said, go get your leash. Come back to the phone immediately. And she did. She says, okay, I'm back. I said, put the leash on the dog. She goes, okay, now what? I said, go for a walk. I said, this peptide is 100% natural. There are 0 side effects. These bioregulators are highly sophisticated in these peptides. They will do exactly what they're supposed to do, but they will not go over what they're supposed to do. So the dog, she said, well, I said, he's going to have a little more energy because of the rice binder. When they're chewing up on the pill of the Gift for Life, this is rice powder that they're chewing on. So it's 100% natural. So the dog had a little more energy. But other than that, she went for a great walk. She calmed down. So again, I don't know any other product out there that the dog can eat the whole bottle. These peptides are highly effective, fast-acting, but like I said, you cannot OD on these. You can waste them because more peptides doesn't mean better peptides.
Right.
But, you know, it's such a great flavor that your pet, dog or cat, will run to the bottle. So once you give the Gift for Life, you might want to put it up high because they're going to be there waiting for that next treat in the evening. So anyway, I hope that's some good information for you guys.
And to emphasize, that's with the Gift for Life. If your dog eats a bottle of Rimadyl, call the emergency clinic immediately.
Right, so let's do Rimadyl first. But, you know, we have these drugs, but if we can get them naturally taking the Gift for Life and getting that endocrine system back into balance about at youthful optimal levels, and you see the joint pain and the eyes and the energy coming on and lean muscle again, you know what? It's a good day. So we'll cover more about drug side effects and joint pain next week because I know that sometimes that's one of our biggest problems with our aging pets is getting them into environmental considerations, going upstairs, stuff like that, joint pain, and not moving as much. And so that'll be our show next week. So, Danny, thank you so much for that information.
Right.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to switch over now because it is fashion time with Miss Amy. Now, you are preparing for a fashion show coming up in Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes. Throughout the year in various parts of the country, there are different organizations that have fashion shows.
Right.
They benefit local rescues within the area of where the city that the show is going to be in. There's one this upcoming weekend in New York City. Kevin Ugarte is having his Bow Wow Wow show next Saturday night in New York City. You can look that up.
Yeah.
In June, also in New York City, there's one called the Celebrity Catwalk. That's a fun event. I've attended that one. And then the one that we're going to be attending is the last week in June in West Palm Beach. It's a 3-day event. And myself and my 4 of my dogs will be rocking the runway, benefiting several local charities, there, animal charities there in the West Palm Beach, Florida area. So we're already in preparation. Gowns are being made, hair bows are being done, salon reservations have been made. Got to have the nails done for the dogs and for myself because I have to look good too.
She always looks good.
So anyway, and then again throughout the year, there's going to be different events. It's a lot of fun, and again, it all goes for a good cause. So I'm proud to participate, and hopefully soon we'll be bringing something like that here to Dallas. We've never done anything like that here in Dallas, and so I'm looking forward to planning something and bringing this unique experience to the city of Dallas where people can come in and see dogs of all sizes wearing tutus and glasses and hats and feather boas and all kind of outfits.
I'm going, and you're going to hear first here on the Gift for Life Live about this fashion show coming to Dallas, so stay tuned, and we'll be giving you little teasers here and there, but it is going to happen fairly soon. So, but I'd also like to talk to you about your own personal rescue and nonprofit and what you actually are doing and wanting to do so people can reach out to you and participate and get involved. Let's help.
Well, my rescue is called the Paws Cause. I do not have a website right now. It's in the process of being done. I've been doing it for several years, but I just became official. I'm now a 501c3 nonprofit.
Great.
It's quite a process to go through. So we're completing that. That is official, but we're completing the website and everything.
Right.
There's several things I want to do. One of my main issues is what I call economic euthanasia, meaning people that are forced to euthanize their animal that is very salvageable, for lack of a better term, but the animal can clearly be saved, but these families or individuals are forced to euthanize their animal because they simply do not have enough money to pay to have their animal fixed. To me, I don't understand that. And at my clinic, our Dr. Cox's clinic, we make sure that does not happen. Also, I try to work with other individuals who may not be clients of our clinic, but who are forced to be in a situation like that. And we'll do whatever we can, contact them if I get a plea from an organization or an individual who asks me to help. We will try our best. I don't want anybody to ever be forced to euthanize their cat or dog because it has a broken leg or it has kidney stones or something that is very, very fixable. They just don't have $1,000 right then and there at 4 in the morning at the emergency hospital.
So we can actually donate money into this fund and stuff like that, because
Yes.
I've seen you and Dr. Danny do some amazing things throughout the night. You know, I've said it many times, and you're sometimes in a MASH unit, and you get right in there, and you guys save those lives where other people are willing to just give up and just euthanize the pet. And I just don't, you guys, you don't have this heart. So it's, if you want to give and start saving some lives, you know what? You can do it this way. And let me tell you something. Dr. Danny and Miss Amy, they get right to work, and they're saving lives every day. So this is something that the Gift for Life is going to be donating money to. I hope you will also. We're going to get more information out there about this.
Right. Yeah, we'll have something soon. I'll give you an example. We had a little dog that we took care of a couple weeks ago, and a lady called today, and she had heard about it, and she called, and she was concerned because she didn't have a checking account, but she had sent cash. I haven't even told you about this yet. She sent cash, and so she was so worried that that we hadn't noticed, we hadn't said anything, and she had had a note in there wanting us to let her know when it arrived because it was cash. And we opened that up, and it did come. Actually, it came yesterday, and we opened it up, and there was a $5 bill in there. And to her, that might as well have been $5,000.
Right.
But she gave what she could, and she put it in there, and said she wanted this to go to that little dog. And through the Paws Cause Foundation. So what I guess the biggest thing about the Paws Cause is economic euthanasia is a very serious problem in this country, and it's through sometimes it's I won't get into all the things about it as far as the people that ask for that or want that or don't want that but have no choice. There's all kinds of reasons we find ourselves in situations. What Amy has talked about for years with us is a way to curb economic euthanasia, and one of the ways to do that is to reach out to the population, to the public, and say, hey, here's an organization. We have a hospital. We have another one that will be open in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that on the show that's specifically designed to work with these groups. And we will be talking about and asking for funds for that organization so that we don't have to say no to anybody. And we don't right now, but it's as much as we can. But there's some things that we can't help, and we are honest with people. But if it's salvageable, we do our best.
Right, this money's not being wasted.
No.
You guys are saving lives. I have seen it, and just sit back in awe. And so it's definitely a good cause to give to. I know the Gift for Life. We will be giving to it also. So, guys, listen, we're about out of time now. We've had a pretty good show. Yeah. The senior pets, this is all about you. We're starting our new campaign about senior pets. We've got more information coming every week. Please look for Dr. Danny's commercials. You'll be seeing my commercials, and you'll see Miss Amy talking about commercials about other things that are coming up. So, from the Gift for Life Live, we love you guys. We love your pets. We're here from you. We're here for you. We'll see you next week. Thank you.